Hello everyone, this is Kevin the Switch Hippie here with another exciting episode of Rescued from the Bargain Bin here at Groovy Old Records. First of all, I need to apologize, guys. I have been so busy with life and stuff that I haven't been able to, put my videos out. So I haven't put a couple of tracks on my channel if you like, but I haven't been able to sit down and talk to you guys. So thanks for everybody. I'm still getting subscribers in. Thanks for the comments. I love everybody. We'll keep it going. I haven't done a lot of dumpster diving due to these other issues in my life, but I have done some. So we're gonna go through them right quick. I found some cool jazz stuff and some cool rock and roll albums. So we'll stand by for that, okay? As you guys know, I love these I have a bunch of these jazz, and they're 33s, but they're 10-inch 33s, and they've got like 4 songs on each side. So I found a whole bunch of these. I don't know if you know Ruby Braff. I don't know who that is, but it's a really good record. It sounds great. Here, Dixieland Doings by Preacher Rollo. Okay, it sounds good. I don't know who Preacher Rollo is. So, this is Barrel House Jazz. This is Turk Murphy. I know Turk Murphy because he was a popular jazz guy in the San Francisco scene, right, in the 50s and 60s. Probably still is. And of course, it's funny because whoever had this record put the keys, right, for every song on there, right? So Creole Bell's an A flat. If you ever want to play, here's another one, King Oliver. Everybody knows King Oliver. He was the King Creole jazz in the 20s and 30s. It's a really good sounding record, and I like it. Here's another one. This is cool too. This is too bad the cover's ripped. Humphrey Littleton and his band at the Royal Festival Hall. And what I love about this, 2 things. First of all, it's a British record, right? So it's a British import, and it's got their covers, they're on cardboard, right? They're kind of the shiny paper or whatever, and they're kind of glued more like an envelope. And then if you pop it open, what I think is cool too is this is the Parlophone record label. And you can see with the big pound symbol there, the Libra there, the pound. I think it's so cool. I had a couple old Beatle records. They didn't have this particular label, but they had a Parlophone record label. That was really cool. Anyways, I like that. I like the old Parlophone label. We'll put that there. Here, this next one is, I ripped it up. Oh yeah, this is syncopated chamber music by Red Nichols and his Pennies. His name is Nichols, and his band are called the Pennies, right? The Pennies, Okay, so it sounds okay. It's a pretty good record, but what of course I like about it, of course, when I saw it was the red vinyl. Red Nichols on red vinyl. Really good record, and I like the red vinyl. I think it's pretty cool. Here's another one too. This is James P. Johnson. He was a pianist. Yeah, he's a pianist from New York. And this was recorded back in the 40s or whatever, and then they re-released it on a record. But what's cool about this, I love this. First of all, it sounds great. And what I love about it too is I love the red label on Stinson Records. Can we even trip? Wow, that's crazy looking, huh? The red record. And it sounds good. It's a good sounding record. Okay, let's do this one. This is, next one is Pearl Bailey. Remember Pearl Bailey? She was always on the TV back in the 60s and 70s. She was a very famous singer, very actress. She was in all sorts of stuff. So this is a pretty good record on the old Roulette, on the Roulette label. Just a lot of stormy weather, that kind of standards, American standards. And she does it. It's a really good record. She liked it. Anyway, the next one here, this is The Happy Horns of Clark Terry. Now, I thought this was an original. It's not. I thought the original one came out in '64, and this is Impulse. This came out in the early '70s, I think. It was a reissue of the early '70s. Anyway, it still sounds great. It's a great record. If you ever get it's one of his most famous, I guess, because a lot of jazz musicians I know who play jazz, they like this record. So. Anyways, let's go on here. This is a crazy one. This is a box set, right? This is I'm sure you've seen these things a million sometimes, right? It's Murray Hill Records, 150 songs, jigs, reels, and ballads of Ireland. And 90% of the album is the Clancy Brothers, right? And the old Clancy Brothers, not the American Columbia record label Clancy Brothers. This is the Irish. And there is a difference. The albums are different. Their sound that the Clancy Brothers made in America was different than what they did in Ireland. And we could talk about that later. I'm sure some guys are cringing. But anyways, this is a great record. It's got Clancy Brothers, Tommy Makem. It's got this other band in here. There's a traditional Cayley music, so like Scottish, right? The accordion and a lot of that traditional Cayley music is on here too. So, anyways, this is a great record. The Clancy Brothers stuff and Tommy Makem stuff on here is good too. So, I highly recommend it. I listen to that quite a lot. So let's get into the rock records now, right? Okay, here we go. Here's the first one. Rock and Roll Dance Party, Bill Haley and his Comets, and this is on Hi-Fi, Somerset Records, never heard of them. I think that usually what they do is that the record label will buy the copyright or they'll buy the permission for the Bill Haley song and then fill up the album with stuff on artists from their label. So you're buying it for Bill Haley, but they want you to listen to their artists, right? Anyways, it's a pretty good record. It's a little scratchy, and I don't know who these other Bunny Paul, the Denning sisters, Ken Carson, the Swingers, the House Rockers. I don't know who those are, but they're pretty good though. Next one is Joni Mitchell. Don Juan's Reckless Daughter, and I'm not a huge Joni Mitchell fan, but this one's not too bad. This is not too bad. It's kind of jazzy, kind of piano-y, and it's interesting to listen to. So it's one of her better records, I think. Oh my gosh, what about this one? Bob Seger and the Silver Live Bullet. I had this record when I was a kid. It is a fabulous record. It sounds great. This one is a Columbia House one, right? Because you can tell by the label. Sheet label here. See, that's a Capitol record label, right? But that's not a Capitol record label. That's a reissue from Columbia House at some later point. But anyway, it's a fabulous record. It sounds good. Bob Seger and the Silver Live Bullet, recorded live in Detroit. Holy, how about this guy? Oh my gosh, Status Quo. How cool is that to find a Status Quo album here in America? I've lectured on them, lectured about them before. Is that Status Quo is a huge British band. Just a rock and roll, just straight up rock, kick-ass rock and roll band. Nothing fancy about them. And this is their double live set. And it was recorded in Glasgow. So there's a little Scottish going on there. Anyways, great fabulous record, Status Quo live somewhere in Glasgow. So, I don't know what year that was, 73 or something like that. Oh, of course, we have here, this is David Essex, right? Everybody knows his song Rock On. It was a big #1 super smash all over the world. And, it's a pretty good song. So I thought I'd listen to the other. And the other, it's all right. It's not what I call the best album in the world, but that song Rock On is good. And they do, he does an interesting version of the Paul Simon song For Emily When I May Find Her. And I think I've put that on my feed below so you can see it. Anyway, David Essex, Rock On. He was a big, huge pop star in Britain in the 70s. Here's one, Best of Tommy James and the Shandels. And here's the other side, the cover, right? It's just a horrible. I don't like these guys, okay? I know they were big. The only song I've ever liked they've ever done is Crimson and Clover. And they're kind of a bubble. Well, you know all about Tommy James anyway. This is it's okay, it sounds good. It's a keeper though. And it's, again, on the Roulette label. Oh my gosh, I saw that. I haven't listened to this one yet. I've had it for about a couple months. I haven't listened to it. Black Oak Orchestra, so you remember them? Jim Dandy, and they were kind of raunch and roll, and Jim Dandy used to go on stage and say all dirty, sexy things, and they would, I think that's Jim Dandy right there, right? I could be wrong. Anyways, it's haven't listened to it yet. There we go, that's what I meant to say. Have a Black Oak, Arkansas, but I think their big hit was Hot Rod, wasn't it? This is an interesting one. This is Chart Stopper 20. This is one of those, like, they put 10 songs on a side and they sell it again. I'm not familiar. James Brown is on here, but James Brown and Lobo, right? Me and You and a Dog Named Boo. That's the only people I know here. Or Mel and Tim, I know them for Magic Lanterns, The Bells, Neighborhood, Stylistics we know. But anyway, it's a compilation album, and it's actually, it doesn't sound bad. Usually like K-Tel albums, usually they don't sound good. This one doesn't sound too bad, I thought. My own opinion, but you know that. Anyways, the next one we got up here is, oh yes, Who Are You? And I saw this in the bargain bin, and the only reason I bought it was because I felt so bad. I love The Who, and this album it's not their best album, no, but it is a very, very, it's up there. And just to see, and it's a beautiful cover, right? And just to see it there in the bargain bin with the new Christy Minstrels just made me sad. So if you haven't heard the album, I highly recommend it. It's, like I said, It's not their best. A lot of Who fans say there's too much John Entwistle in there because he does, Had Enough, 905, and I think Trick of the Light are his songs. I think Daltrey sings a couple of those, but critics don't. Some Who fans don't think it's as good as I think it is, but that's okay. And of course, this cover's beautiful, and you can see they're not to be taken away. And Keith Moon had died, before this album was released. So, and the other thing, if I'm not mistaken, the reason he's sitting there in the chair backwards is because he's fat, because he's an alcoholic, and he kind of didn't fit in with the slender rock star image that the other guys were trying to show there. So, anyways, that's what they say. That's why the chair is turned backwards. So, the Who Are You? Brilliant last Keith Moon effort. Awesome. And finally, and then we're done. This is the first Yes album, Yes by Yes. And this doesn't have Steve Howe, and it doesn't have Rick Wakeman, so it's only John Anderson and Chris Squire. And then, Bill Buford he's in there too. They're the original members. So this is absolutely a great record. It skips in a little bit though, and I'm sad. I'm sad about that. But it skips. But anyways, it's still a good one. It's still a keeper. The first Yes album. This is the American version of Yes. Anyways, that's what I found today, guys. So we'll talk to you soon, all right? Everybody be cool, and we'll talk to you later. This is Kevin the Switch Hippie. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.